sponsor, Maximus Nutrition. Are you ready to elevate your workout or exercise performances? Hop on over to their 2 locations. There is one on Sunset Drive, the other is over on Knickerbocker for all of your top tier supplement and protein needs. Hello. Welcome back to Everything and the Gym. Special shout out to our sponsors, TFGU and Orange Theory Fitness. And if you are looking for a shake today, make sure you hit up Maximus Nutrition. Today with me, we have a guest from season 3. His name is
Michael Vercher. Yay! I'm glad you let me say my last name because everybody's always like, Vercher. It's Vercher.
Do people say like the CH wrong?
Yeah, or like a lot, I guess. So I grew up my whole life saying V, or hearing my dad say like V as in Victor.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I thought it was my, like, part of my last name when I was a little kid. I didn't realize it, but it makes sense because now, like, I'll say it and they go Bercher, like with a B, like as in boy. And I'm like, no. I'll always hold my fingers up. So
Peace out, homie.
V as in Victor. So,
yeah. All right. You were on season 3 and you were one of my favorite guests to interview.
Sweet.
We had a lot in common.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I'm going to ask you again, how old are you?
I am 34.
34.
I am 34.
And what do you do?
So I am an automation technician in the oil field. So I just make sure that things work properly and we basically keep latency and downtime at its lowest and make sure that we can keep producing oil. So it's a good job. I sit in my truck and work on the computer. So it's cool. It works pretty good.
Yeah. You are also a husband.
I am.
And
a dad. I have 3 kids spread across the board. I have a 4-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, and I have yesterday, a 14-year-old was his birthday. So yeah, I mean, we're across the board, 2 boys and a girl that keep me super busy. And then my wife, who's a educator. And so like life is pretty busy. So it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. But yeah, I stay busy and life is good. So.
Yeah. How hard is it to juggle what you do at work with home life?
So that's actually a really good question. Honestly, up until like this year really, or last year really, I should say, tough. Like, and you don't even realize it, right? Like I was constantly trying to work out and get how I wanted to look physically, but also like mentally work on things and be a good dad and this and that. And like, it was a lot. And like, I feel like last year I kind of just honed in and kind of figured out some things, but I mean, it's a lot. It really is a lot. And it takes a lot to like not get discouraged, you know? But I mean, it's a lot. And you figure out a way if you can, and you figure out a way if you can't. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with either way. So, but juggling it, I mean, it does feel like a circus a lot of times, like figuring it out. Like I'm up at 5:30 with my wife and my kiddos, getting them ready. I'm out the door. I'm going to work. My workouts are kind of whenever I can work them in. Thankfully, the company I work for has a gym.
Oh yeah,
they just built it last year, which is awesome. So like it's cool that's out there for us. So I'm able to use that. But yeah, so it gets a little hectic from time to time, and I've had to accept that sometimes I just won't work out, or sometimes I'll miss certain things with the kiddos, or I won't miss certain things with the kiddos, but I'll have to sacrifice maybe at work or something. So you just kind of figure it out. But I feel like last year I don't know if something clicked maybe, or maybe I just kind of let go of some things that maybe I was trying to control that I couldn't, or I don't know. But it just seems like last year, like if you had asked me that if we were like 2 years ago, I'd be like, I don't know. But now I just really, I don't know. I have to stick to a regimen and a routine, and some days we're off and it's okay. And you just get back on that bike the next day kind of thing. So yeah.
What does a regular routine for you look like? Like I know some days are off, but like what is a typical type of day for you?
Typical day. Alarm goes off at 5. It's not mine. It's hers. Because she gets up before me, and I usually will lay there. 5:30, I'm up. I make my coffee, get my lunch ready, make my daughter's lunch. She's not a huge fan of school lunch unless it's pizza. So no worries. I'll make her lunch all the time. I don't mind at all. Make her lunch, get that all set, get my stuff all set, wake up my oldest because he's got to go to track practice. right now. I'm giving you like my rundown right
Yeah.
now. He gets dressed, showers, all that, get my youngest up, wife gets daughter up. We're all just kind of working together, making sure we stay out of each other's way so we're not making each other mad. Get the kids up and ready. Kisses for me, hugs. I'm out the door at 6:30, and then I have about an hour and a half drive to work. I work out of Garden City,
Mm-hmm.
so I drive to that, which is nice. Gives me a lot of time to like meditate, or I don't really meditate, but just self thought. I can spend a lot of time thinking through things, get my day all figured out, and then to work. 8 o'clock is usually like when I'm at my first job site or the office if there's a meeting, and then it's just go 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 until I can usually 12:30, between 12:30 and 2 is when I like to work out. It doesn't always work out,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll hit the gym and then I'm home at like 5, right into dad mode. Depending on the day, it's could be a basketball game, gymnastics, that kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's that. But typical day, that's pretty much it. Starting to go home by 5, kind of thing. 5:30,
What time do you go to bed?
9:30. Which
Mm.
you know what that may be what fixed it all. My entire life, I've struggled with sleep. I've struggled with going to bed. I get it when my kids are like trying. I don't want to go to sleep. I get it. But I think it's all you're connecting dots for me here. I think last year I like really was like, hey, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna focus on sleep, and so like 9:30 it would be my average time. Some nights it's like 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to wind down a little bit, maybe I want to watch a show, but 9:30. And I feel like I'm getting old because those days that it's not 9:30, man, that
It's
morning is
hard.
tough. It's tough. So
But when you're packing so much into a day, like
it's a lot.
your body needs that time to like recover.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sleep is
Yeah.
it's like so important. And I can feel it uh, on a Friday. If it's been a week of just like terrible sleep, I'm like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the weekend so I can rest. Like, this is crazy. You really do feel it. You don't even realize that you're like, man, like maybe I'm hungry. Maybe I'm getting sick. And it's like, no, dude, you haven't slept. You've gotten like a total of 20 hours of sleep this week. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
So,
I have a question. Do people utilize the gym at work?
unfortunate, yes. Way more the whole I think we're in the whole New Year's New Me phase, which I
Yeah.
love. I hope that they're gonna ride that wave. But no, it opened in August, and I think there was like we have 350 employees. I think we have 150 in the area that could use it.
Mm-hmm.
12 maybe. But
Wow.
now I've seen more and more new faces, and I think it's more of just oil field dudes. There's a
Yeah.
stigma. You got to work hard. You got to go. You got to go. You don't have time. You don't got time to take a break. Well, and it's just like, even though in our handbook and our policy, we're allotted an hour for work, it's just I don't know. I'm sure people could make excuses, or maybe they're working super hard. I don't know. But unfortunately, it's less than they probably expected. But I have seen a huge increase over the past few months. And so like I'm real big. I'm always in there. They know I'm one of the guys in there. And so
Yeah.
they're like they'll ask me questions in the hallway, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm probably going to be in there around this time. Like, come see me. Come on. Like, I'd love you to join me. Like, let's go." Try to kind of bridge the gap between the two of them, because I think a lot of it also is they're just maybe uncomfortable, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, and they don't know what to do.
You're one of the first people that I know where they're like oil field company was like,
Yeah,
here's a gym.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
so
I
cool.
tell people that, and like, what? And they think maybe like a room like, maybe the size of this studio that has a treadmill and like a bench press. But no, this is like, I think it's like 1,600 square foot. It's a 2 story. It's a CrossFit gym, because
Yeah.
the guy that does our health and safety is a CrossFit level 1 coach.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of it made sense that the guy that's going to maybe lead the workouts would have a place that he could really lead in a fashion that he's comfortable
Mm-hmm.
in. So maybe that's why people are a little stand, but it's awesome. I mean, we have 6 racks. You can bench press. They have bench presses. They have a cable machine. They have treadmills, assault bikes. They have a Peloton up top. They have a rower. I mean, like the CEO was pretty much just like, man, like I want y'all to be healthy. Like I
Yeah.
want you to be and have the ability to be healthy. He's like, I know that we work out here in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and like I want you guys to be able to, like there's been an interest that's been expressed, like let's take care of it. So it's actually really cool. They do like a sponsored Spartan race every year. I'm trying to talk to the health and safety guy about doing like a
Oh,
Hyrox.
it's
You know
so
what I mean?
cool.
Yeah, but we're baby steps.
Yeah.
But we did a Spartan race last year. We're doing 2 this year, so like it's pretty cool. So
Yeah. Okay, let's talk into races. Have you raced since you were on the podcast
hmm
last? Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. So last time I was on, I was getting ready to do a triathlon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, um, so I was doing great. I did the triathlon. Some of it, I'll get to that. So training was doing good. Just had a little bit of a little mental health spurt midsummer. Just dealing with some stuff, and just the training fell off. Like really fell off. I just didn't. There was
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I was just eating and sleeping basically. But I still was like, I'm gonna go through with it. I did the swim, made it almost. I was like, I'm gonna drown. Very tired. I got on the bike. I did my 18-mile bike, and then I couldn't stop throwing up, and like I was basically like having heat stroke. So that was a little bit of like a wake up call. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like a little humble. And then we did in October, we did a Spartan race, just like a little 5K,
Yeah.
easy peasy. And then so since then, I've just kind of ramped it up. Just running here and there, but I did the trail race series, the Shannon one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did the 5K, and then there's one coming up. It's like the 16K or 15K. I don't know. I signed up for one race, and all my buddies signed up for all three. I didn't realize that you could sign up for all three all at once.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna join them. But yeah, so since then I've done two 5Ks, and then I did that trail race, and then yeah, that's just to answer your question. Yeah.
What? Okay. So with these trail races, within what is like your workouts looking like right now?
So it's a good question. I don't even know if we had mentioned. Actually, we didn't talk about it on here. We talked about it off air when you were asking
Mm.
me when we were just talking about this
Oh
season.
yeah.
You were training for Hyrox. So the Bataan Death March is what I'm
Yeah.
training for right now. I'm signed up. Me and my friend are doing it. It's
Can you
Yeah,
can
go
you
for it.
explain what that
Yeah.
is?
So Bataan Death March. Bataan was, I want to say it's in Japan. It's basically in World War II. They force marched a bunch of Marines and maybe some Navy personnel and stuff from one side of the island to the other, barefoot through the jungle. Like, don't stop. If you stop, we'll kill you. Like, I mean, horrendous, atrocious things.
Mm-hmm.
And so to commemorate that, a lot. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how it started, but I'm pretty sure it's probably a military unit that wanted to commemorate them. Well, now it's become like this event, and they do it in White Sands, New Mexico, and it's 26.2 miles. It's a marathon, and you have 13 hours to complete it. There's a light option, so you have a 20-pound backpack on, and then there's a heavy option, which is a 30-pound backpack, or 35-pound. I'm sorry. So, and then a ruck to if anybody's wondering, a ruck is just a term that they use for like a hike, basically, with a certain amount of weight and a certain time. That's what I guess you could say makes it a ruck. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's what I'm training for right now. I just did a 10-mile last weekend, and then we have like a 12 or 14-mile coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to, the weekend after next, go to Guadalupe Peak. And I've never done that.
Yeah.
Something cool to do, and also just to hike it and kind of throw some miles in. So, but
Mm.
that's the plan. That's what I'm training for right now. So.
You don't have to do it barefoot though, right?
No, no,
Okay.
no. I'm gonna have snacks on me, and I unfortunately am not that tough. But no, that would be intense. But no, so I'm just gonna have like boots, and you just kind of walk it, and it's more of a, like you're doing it in like their honor thing. I'm not gonna try to do it just like them.
Yeah.
But there are people that do it. There's people that like there's a gentleman, I don't know, you can look him up online. He has no legs, and he like crawls it every year, like on his
Oh
hands. Like
man.
there's some serious dudes. But I guess to circle back to answer your question, the training really hasn't changed too much. Just swap out running for rucking is what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I just went on a huge tangent and lost exactly where I was at.
That's exactly why I have you on. Okay, so what are you lifting like when you're in the gym? Are you doing CrossFit
Yeah, actually I
stuff
am.
or?
So I was doing like a really bodybuilder, like hypertrophy style training for like the past like 2 years. I was trying to put on mass and size, and I kind of reached where I was trying to get to with that. And so I transitioned back to more like a functional style training. I'm actually following street parking right now. It's like they've been around for forever. Like if you know about CrossFit, you probably heard about it.
Mhm.
It's inexpensive, and it works. It's really easy. But yes, I mean, I'm on like a strength cycle. So like my Mondays are like a hit. So high intensity, but with weights, not less cardio, more like power cleans, Olympic lifting, kettlebells. Tuesdays are gonna be like a more bodybuilding style. Like I will do like old school, just bench, buys and tries, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
My Wednesdays, it's called a Power 30 series right now. and it's just a 30-minute just grind of either back squats, deadlifts, or bench press. One of the big three. And it I think this week it's bench press. Last
And you're
week,
just doing bench press for 30 minutes?
well, yeah. Well, so there's in it there's like you'll do 5 bench press at whatever your percentage is, and then you have 3 minutes to do your 5 bench press. It's supposed to be pretty heavy with 20 push up, and then you rest, and then you repeat for 5 rounds, 4 rounds, or whatever.
Mhm.
And then after that, it has you do some stuff, but it's just to build like power. And then I'll usually tie that in on a Wednesday with like I don't know, a row or a
Mhm.
bike, some kind of cardio, just kind of get a sweat. Thursdays are like a rest recovery, just stretch, roll,
Mhm.
sauna. If I can get into a cold plunge, maybe, And
Mhm.
then Fridays are just maybe like a bro sesh, just get the
Yeah.
pump. And then Saturdays are right now are my ruck days. Sundays,
Mhm.
full rest, just chill.
So what are your favorites? Which one is your favorite?
Day,
Yeah.
Friday. I love it. Well, I don't know. I love a good bro sess. Like I love to get in there and just get a good pump. But Monday's actually been feeling really good because I'm doing these like workouts. They're more of like they call them the Vault series. They're more intense. It's just for a certain amount of weeks you can get a t-shirt. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get the t-shirt. But so Monday's been feeling really good because it's like I'm coming off of a Sunday and it's just I'm going in and I'm
Mhm.
going hard, and it feels real good to get the sweat on. So Monday's been feeling really good, kind of kick the day out or kick the week off. So right
Mhm.
now I'd say Monday is my Monday, just go hard day. It's feeling really good. I like it. It's my favorite.
Go Mondays.
Yeah.
I love a good Monday
Yeah.
too. Mine are all like swapped right now because we're training Hyrox, and so
Yeah.
we've been doing. Yeah, you reached out to me,
That's
or
exciting.
one of us reached
Yeah.
out. Anyway, yeah, we've been doing run throughs on Sundays.
Like a
And
full run through?
so last Sunday we did half the running, and we were able to do because it's 0.64
Between each round, right?
between each
Yeah.
round. And so we cut it in half. We were like, let's run it, see how we feel. And we got done within like an hour. And I was like, wait,
This is pretty good.
what?
Do you have it? So you're at Crunch, right?
Yeah.
And you have it. Are you running on the treadmill, or do you have like some kind of
Around the building, 4 laps on the outside is
good? Okay,
is
cool.
the
Yeah.
time that it takes, or is the
The
length,
distance.
the distance.
Okay.
And we still have to like set up our own
Yeah.
stuff. But I was like, okay, this
What's
is
been the
okay.
hardest? Or like,
Okay, so we did 3/4 of it, so 3 laps around the building instead of 4 yesterday.
okay,
And the hardest part is going from running to sled,
okay,
like the
yeah,
sled
that's what I was
push.
gonna, yeah.
It's not as bad with a partner though. We are practicing going a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, like
Is that
breaking it
how
up into fourths.
in the event will you be able to do that?
We can split it
It's
up in
just
the
however
event.
you can get it
Yeah.
to. I haven't looked into like any of the rules. I've watched a lot of videos and stuff, but I haven't. I don't like to look too much into stuff until I'm in there because I don't want to know
Yeah.
everything. So all right, that's cool. So
Yeah.
the sled.
The sled push, the sled pull, I love.
But the
It's my jam.
push?
The push is hard.
Okay. So you push and then pull?
And yeah,
I
so
guess I didn't
the
realize
first one you're pushing, and women have to push 225 pounds
that. All right.
for 100 meters. Yeah. And then, no, 50 meters. Yeah. And then you pull with the rope. So you're pulling it down the aisle
Gotcha.
with the rope.
And don't your feet like have to be still now? I saw something they changed the rules.
You
and,
can
like,
walk
can't
it
go,
back. You can walk it back, but within a certain,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
And then the burpees. The burpees are hard.
It's the bane
They're
of my existence.
I've been practicing them. It's like the one thing that I like because everybody hates them.
Yeah,
They
they're
suck.
terrible. It doesn't matter how good you are at them; they get worse because the better
Yeah.
you get. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. And so that's the one I've been practicing, and I didn't die as bad yesterday because I've been practicing, but my
Yeah.
partner was like,
It's tough.
it's
It's
tough.
tough. How about the skier? Have you gotten?
So Crunch doesn't have
Yeah, I don't think there's
a
very many.
ski
You
erg.
have to go
Yeah.
like a CrossFit gym probably to get one
Yeah.
of those.
So we've been doing like cable and just trying to like
I feel like that's
simulate.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
maybe rope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It may be cool to like maybe not have any experience on that, but have experience on everything else, and then kind of go into it and be like, hey, like we're gonna face this together the
Yeah.
first time. Like, let's go.
That's kind of what's cool about my Hyrox partners. I had no idea who she was when I asked her to
That's
be
kind
my
of cool.
partner.
That's really cool. Like
Yeah.
you're fostering a relationship, you're making a friend, and then also like opening a door to
Yeah.
something. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been kind of cool to like watch each other
Yeah.
grow in these events because when we first did like all the events in the beginning, like
Oh
we
my
were like,
God.
what did we sign up
Yeah, this
for?
is terrible. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is she has she done like anything like this before?
She's been lifting for a while, but
Any
she's
kind of
never
Spartan races? Nothing? How
never.
cool. That's cool. So
Yeah.
this will be fun. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we'll see how we do.
Yeah.
We're doing another entire like we're running all laps and everything.
love that.
Not this Sunday, but the next one.
Okay.
And then it'll be a rest, and then we go compete.
Yeah, 'cause
so
it's like the first or second weekend of
Yeah.
May or whatever.
yeah,
March.
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 March. We compete March 16th.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
That's I remember when you had posted that you were like doing that. I was like, awesome, and it's really cool to see like now it's about to happen. Like it's
Oh,
happening.
yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
There's no going back now.
Oh yeah,
You're here.
the outfits are ordered
Yeah,
and
that's
hotel
fun.
is booked.
Sweet.
And
That's really cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I want to do. There's one in October, maybe
It's either October or November.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's in Dallas, Houston,
Yeah,
Dallas.
Dallas.
I would like to do that. I would like to do one this year. We'll see if it's in the cards, but that would be the goal. I mean, I do sled push, I do sled pull, I do the things.
Yeah.
I would just like to structure a workout just to see how it feels because it looks gnarly. Like it seems rough. It seems really rough.
In the beginning, yeah, because I was trying to incorporate like all my lifting and everything in with all of this. And now that we're like getting closer to the date, it's more like we're more Hyrox training
you
than
have to be specific.
anything. And so like there are days where we're just wall balling and rowing back and forth, or like I've been practicing running sled because it is the hardest. Like
That's a big transition, and your legs are just toast probably by
Yeah.
the end of that.
there's some days where like that's all I'm
Yeah.
doing. But it feels so much better on the run throughs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you do have to, you have to get specific with your training to get
Yeah.
what you want out of it. Like you could just not and then show up and be like, this way. Or
Yeah.
you can prepare and have a really good time and be like, this was awesome. Like I feel great
Yeah.
about myself. I feel great about my performance. My partner did great. Like this was awesome.
Mhm.
So like that's awesome that you're putting the work in, and you're gonna have a good time because of it. So
Let's freaking go.
right, that's awesome.
So out of all of the races you've done, do you think the one now is going to top all the others?
Yeah, apparently it's like the hardest thing. I have a few buddies that have done it, and then like the guy I'm doing it with, his cousin was like, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, and he's done like marathon races and stuff like that. I think it's just because it's like in the sand and
Yeah.
you have heavy weight on. I am not super nervous. My background in the military, I'm used to carrying weight. I mean, last year when we had spoke last year when I was actually still in the military. I got out that
Oh.
September. I was transitioning out, but like I've carried like 120 pound pack before. Like it sucks, but like I've had a lot of weight on my back, so I'm not super nervous. I'm just more like more excited. But apparently it's gonna be tough. Like it's still no joke. That's a long way. You're in sand. There's no telling what the weather's gonna be like,
Mhm.
and you only have 13 hours, which sounds like that's a long time, but they say when you get to mile 17 is what really like breaks people because apparently it's like you're like up like on a hill and all this stuff. So I don't know. We'll see.
How long does it take the average person to?
That's a very I don't know what the average time is. But so like when we ruck, when we just did 10 miles last weekend or the weekend before last, and we did, I don't know, like it was like 16 and a half, 17-minute miles. It took us just under 2 hours ish, So I would assume if you did the math and you kind of maybe subtract 30 minutes as you get further on because you're getting tired. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm hoping we can get it done in like 8-ish. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I don't know. My feet may fall apart. I know. I went through selection in the army, and at the very end of it, you have to. They call the long walk, which was like 26 miles ish.
Mhm.
And it was terrible. It was really terrible. So we'll see. We'll see.
You're going with a group of people though?
Yeah,
Right?
so it's just me and my buddy doing it, but like we're gonna have like our kids are gonna be there, wife's, I'm sure maybe a parent or two may tag along, so I mean, but it's just us. But I'm pretty sure it's a huge event, so there's like a lot of people are gonna be doing it. But
Mhm.
as far as like me, it's just me and him. That only two
Mhm.
people that we get to that were silly enough to to sign up for it.
Are you given like a safety briefing or
Yeah, I'm
anything before
sure.
that?
It says you have to do your check-in in person, like you have to sign your waivers. If you're not there, you can't do it. So I'm assuming it's probably why, because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people do get hurt. Like you are out there. There's no way they can have safety for the entire course. So you
Yeah.
probably have to, be a little on your toes. So
When did you say that is again?
it is the 16th, May 16th.
May 16th.
No, the 22nd. Sorry, the weekend before we were supposed. So it's the May 22nd, January, February, March. What am I
March.
saying? I keep swapping my Marches and Mays. Yes, March 22nd is when it is.
I'm gonna have you like back on to come explain
Yeah, no,
what you
absolutely.
experienced on that.
We'll see if my feet are even still here. They may still be back there. I may be scooting in here.
Are you taking Band-Aids or anything?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have like moleskin. Like I grew up in the Boy Scouts, and like I said, I was in the military, so I know my feet are not going to be in good shape. I know we're probably going to lose toenails and the whole nine. So I'm going to have like a whole little kit in my backpack ready to go, because I'm not about to just walk with bloody feet or, because you're going to get a blister. Like there's no way. So.
Is there a certain shoe that you're doing for this?
I have a pair of Merrill boots that I used to wear in the military. I had just bought them. It's the same pair I've always worn, but I just bought a new pair. Like, so I'm just gonna wear those. They're broken in. They have miles. I know I can go 12 in them for sure without having any issues. So, and then in my backpack, I'm gonna carry a pair of like running shoes. So like if my feet feel like they're gonna explode, I'll just put those on and just hope for the best. So I don't really know that there's much you can do. You may want some like ankle support, which is that's what I'm thinking with the boot, because it's the sand. And then the shoe is just like, man, my feet hurt. Like I just need some relief, So I don't really know that there's. I think you just kind of hope for the best. So,
I'm excited for you.
Me too. I'm excited. I wasn't excited, and then he talked me into it, and we signed up, and I was like, and then we started like rucking and training, and I was like, oh, okay, yay, this is fun. So I'm excited now.
Yeah. All right. Is there any other life topics you would like to touch on?
I mean, we could. There's life. No. I mean, no. I don't have any words of wisdom for anybody.
All right. Well, I am going to give you your stickers, because I forgot to give you stickers last time, I think, or I was going to run them back up to you. So.
I love these.
Yeah.
Damn banana. That's funny.
Yeah, the T-Rex one is my
favorite.
That's my favorite.
It's like, that's the best. I like that. I'm going to put it on my helmet at work.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. We are going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we will be back soon. This episode is powered by Maximus Nutrition in San Angelo, Texas. One is located over on Sunset Drive. The other is located on Knickerbocker. If you are serious about your performance, swing by their store for top-notch supplements and other fitness-related enhancements. Head in today and level up your fitness game. And we are back for Deck of Cards. Deck of Cards is sponsored by TFGU and Orange Theory. All right, blue card.
Blue card, real life. Do I read it? Or?
You can read it.
Okay. If you could give yourself, or if you could give your younger self advice, what would you say? That's a good question. So I guess, right, so funny one would say like, hey, dude, invest in crypto. So I would be, really rich right now. It'd be awesome. But no, I think I would tell myself like, it's like you're doing okay. Like you're doing all right. Like like what you're doing, the things that you're trying to do, where you want to be, like what you're wanting in life, like you'll be okay. You're gonna get what you're looking for. It's not gonna be what you thought, but the feelings you want, the satisfaction you're looking for, it's gonna come, and it's gonna come from a place that you're not gonna realize. That's what I would say. Like you'll be okay. Like you're not so confused. You're not so lost. Like you got it, dude. You're doing fine. I think that's what I would tell myself.
That's great advice. That is great advice. I wish somebody would have told me that.
Yeah, right? Like, it'll be okay. Like, you're chasing one thing, and sometimes you get really focused on that. And in the end, you may actually find that same feeling, because that's what we're looking for. You're looking for something. It's not, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. I think I would tell my younger self to like go out and like discover you,
Yeah. Yeah.
discover like who you are,
Mm-hmm.
figure out your passions and
Yeah.
like what you actually love.
Do you feel like you're doing that now?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Same.
that now.
Same. Same.
Yeah. But
Same.
like I have a nursing degree that I don't use.
Same. You know, I have my bachelor's degree is in criminal justice. I work in the oil field, you know, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's all right.
This is a
That's
life
cool.
experience.
I like that's good that you feel like you're doing that now, because I feel like I'm doing that now, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Is that you grab
It's
one?
me. Yeah, we'll alternate.
Okay.
Freeze. Rock, paper, scissors times 3.
Oh, we're playing?
We're playing rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors.
There you go.
Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me again. One way. Oh, 2
2 out
to
of
1.
3. Yeah, that's fair. Interesting. I like that. Broke the. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, we're playing like right now. We're going
Right now.
That's funny.
what the green cards are for.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to not grab the blue one in the first place?
You are blue. We start with blue,
Okay. I was like,
and
dang,
then
did
we'll
I
go
step on
green.
your toes?
Nope.
And
Pink
then
card
pink.
with you.
Okay, cool. What does this say? This says gym and fitness. All right. What is your favorite lift? It's easy. Deadlift. I love the deadlift. I've loved the deadlift since I was beginning in working out until like now. I think it's something about just like a lot of weight and just like you know, and just like it feels
Yeah.
really cool. So yeah, deadlift.
How much can you deadlift now?
505 pounds. I just did that last week. Was my max out, but I mean, it was after doing a bunch of. It was after. Yeah, I would say like five. That's as much I've ever
Yeah.
done. So, and I don't really feel like there's a need to go any heavier. I used to be like, yeah, let's go, but I'm not. I mean, like I weigh 190 pounds. Like that's more than enough. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna start breaking myself. I'm also 34. Like I
Yeah.
am. You know, I'm not old at all, but there's just no reason. But yeah, the deadlift. I love the deadlift.
Yeah.
It's fun to do. It feels cool. It's fun to do with the bros. It's fun to do by yourself. It's fun doing the hot and the cold. It's a good one.
Yeah. My favorite like lift, if we're talking like weight lifts, is the hex bar.
Oh, I like that hex
Deadlift,
bar.
yeah.
It's great. So good for your shoulders.
Yeah. it's
I
my
actually
favorite.
TFGU is one of your sponsors.
Yeah.
Brandon from TFGU trained me for a long time when I was working at 1440,
Mhm.
helping with like their programs and stuff. And we used to deadlift with the hex bar, and I really like I had never used the hex bar before, and I actually honestly used to make fun of like people for using like, oh, you're old or you're blah, blah. But no, like it's a whole different load. It's good, and I mean 315 on that will kick your butt all
Oh,
day,
yeah.
you know, and you're just like, ugh, and it's shaking and it's working on your stabilizers. It's good.
Yeah. The last time I lifted it, I stopped whenever I decided to sign up for Hyrox and train for Hyrox because it's killing trying to do
Yeah,
both. The last time I lifted hex bar, I think I got up to like 235 or something
Yeah.
like that, and I could like get to where I was repping it, but
Made you feel like,
yeah.
you want to just bust through the wall, like
Yeah.
yes.
I told my workout partner, I was like, it's gonna be hard to like come back to that weight. I feel like
I think you'd be surprised. I
maybe,
think you'd be surprised. A lot of that's. I feel like a lot of your training is going to carry over, like because
maybe.
you may not be working on increasing like the strength and the weight, but those muscles are for sure working.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they're for sure working. So
Well, after race day,
yeah,
we'll throw
we'll
it back
see.
on and see what happens. All right, blue. When and where were you the happiest?
Oh, that's a loaded question. Do we want to take this like? Are you trying to make me cry here, or like, are we gonna go funny? No. We'll do relatively lighthearted. When and where was I happiest? It's a good question.
Do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, no, I mean I can answer. I'm just trying to not get emotional. It's really weird. Now this weekend actually, that's a good one. I would say like this weekend, it was me and my kids. Really, honestly, anytime I'm with my kiddos and my family is when I'm the happiest. And so like it's hard to answer the question because there's a lot of times that are coming to mind, you know. But I guess like one in particular would be last year on the beach with the kids and our family is what we call them. Like like my best friends, their kiddos, my wife's like all of us. Like that was like very healing. Very, very healing for like my inner child. It was like, wow, like this is cool. Like we did this, we made this happen. So that would be I mean, there's tons more, but if I'm focusing in on one, just to give you an answer,
Yeah.
that's one that kind of comes to mind. So
Yeah. I would say, I think like time frame of like life, I think I am the
yeah,
happiest that I've like ever been. I like me and my husband were both working on like our own adventures, and so it's cool to see him like chasing
yeah, that is
things
very
that
cool.
he is
Yeah,
wanting to accomplish. And then like, yeah, I've only got one kid,
yeah,
so it's like all the little
yeah.
things
Little,
that are
and
growing,
you
but
can really watch it, and
my
yeah,
mental is
I
probably
love
the
that.
best that
That's
it's
cool.
ever been.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm able to like teach. I,
Yeah,
it's cool
yeah,
when you can wake up and be like, hey, that's a positive
yeah.
mindset.
Absolutely,
um,
absolutely.
so yeah, I don't know. And then this, like,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah, if we're talking about a time frame too as well, like, I mean, not that I wasn't happy
yeah.
growing up or
Oh yeah,
anything. I mean, I was a happy kid, but yeah, I would say like right now in this season of life is really good. Like it's
yeah,
really good. Like like you said, like I have things that I'm venturing off at and doing that my wife is doing things, my
hmm
kids are doing good. So like, yeah, I would agree, and I'd share with you that yeah, like this is a good season too as well. So
yeah,
I'm glad to hear that. It's really cool.
yeah,
That's really cool. It's nice to hear. Like it's great to hear when someone's like, dude, like right now is awesome.
yeah.
Life is great.
Oh, I know that bad times are probably more than likely coming too,
They are. They're
and
coming. Like
so
that's the life is gonna come. It's gonna hit you in the face.
yeah,
You know. So it's nice. You got to relish and live and love those really good times because
yeah,
sometimes they come, sometimes they go, and sometimes they stay longer. Sometimes they're gone quick.
yeah.
So
Savor it.
absolutely.
All right, green,
Me,
Yes, you.
you are creating the ultimate sandwich. What goes on it? That's a great one.
Oh,
Do I go or you go first?
either one.
So it's pretty easy for me. I only like my sandwiches like a certain way, and I'm not super duper adventurous when it comes to sandwiches. I don't know why. It's really weird. I want just like a good sourdough bread, and I'm getting like some smoked turkey, some provolone, some lettuce and spinach, salt and pepper, maybe some like some purple onions, and then like oil and vinegar. Done. That's it. Simple. You know, that's my favorite sandwich. That's exactly what I would make.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And it is
I
lunchtime.
know, right?
Oh, in my head right now, what sounds good would be like a fluffy type of bread, um, split in half, and well, maybe like a bun, like a fluffy type of
Mm.
like
Okay.
bun,
Yeah.
and then ham, bacon, pineapple, and barbecue sauce, like drizzled on top. Maybe some onions.
You know,
Ooh,
not a huge pineapple fan, but that actually does sound really good. I do like pineapple, but not like on food like that. That sounds fantastic. It sounds
yeah.
like a sweet Hawaiian, on a sweet Hawaiian
Oh
roll.
yeah. Yeah.
Dang, now I'm hungry. Now,
Yeah.
now I'm like, that sounds fantastic.
Somebody come make this for
For real.
us.
Have you been to PB Deli?
I Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
the one that Jason from Peasant Village, the one that's off in Knickerbocker. Great sandwiches. If you haven't been,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you want a big sandwich, it's fantastic. So
Yeah. I also heard he works out.
yeah, I
Yeah.
bet yeah, he looks like he's pretty fit. I see him back there
Yeah.
chopping stuff up every now and then. So
All right. Which muscle group is your favorite to work out?
mm, favorite to work out. I really like working out my back. Aside from like aesthetic things, I really I find myself enjoying like actually enjoying the row or the seated row or the pull up or I don't know, those are all fun movements to me. I also feel like there's a lot of benefit to that. Like I don't have an issue with posture. Like I see people, you know, sitting, they can't even sit through their son's
Mm-hmm.
football game without being like, oh my back. I train my back a lot, so I feel like that maybe helps. I don't know. I feel like you get it. There's a lot of benefit, and then like aesthetically, it looks good, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, makes your shirts fit nice.
Yeah.
So
Mine is either I would have to say core or back. Core, I'm hitting core almost
all
every
day,
single
yeah,
day.
yeah.
So
I do a little bit every single day because I feel like it's like an accumulation. Like if I do, if I do 4 sets of something every day, that's like a whole core workout by the end of the week.
yeah.
So it all works out.
Yeah, it's like what, like 100
Yeah,
reps?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that adds up. That adds up real quick, especially if you're doing other stuff like squats and other compound lifts that you're bracing your core. You're getting
Mm-hmm.
some good core. So
Mm.
yeah,
All
love
right.
it.
Blue card.
If you could teach the world one concept, what would you teach?
Mm. I have answered this question previously, but I think I'm still going to go with the same concept. I think the world needs to learn how to love themselves way more.
I agree. I could not agree like
Mm.
I feel like a lot of the world's problems are lack of love for yourselves. Like that whole the golden rule, like you treat others the way you want to be treated. Like if you're not like loving yourself, how are you gonna love anybody else or treat anybody else kindly? So I like that.
Yeah.
That's astute. I like
Yeah.
that. I guess I think on the other side, how you said we could learn to live a little bit. I wouldn't say the world. I would say American or not American, but just the youth of today could use a little bit of like, um, we have it really good. Like be grateful. That's the message. That's the concept. It's like to be grateful for what you have because there's a lot of people that don't have, especially, I mean, even in our own town, our own city, like there's lots of,
Mm-hmm.
I would say like we should just be super grateful, like across the board. Like let's just be happy. Let's be grateful. That's the concept I would teach, like gratitude, be
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
I guess that's easier said than done. I guess there's people that could be like, why? What to be grateful for? Oh, I mean, that's fair, but
But then
you know,
maybe if they learn to love themselves, they might be able to be grateful for some
exactly,
more things. Yeah.
exactly. I think we
Yeah.
could use a lot more kindness too as well. So
Yeah. You guys better be kind out
I
there.
know, right? Be nice.
All right. Green. A genie grants you 3 wishes. What do you wish for?
Dang. I'm wishing for superpowers for sure. I'd love to be like, I wouldn't want to be like Superman because I don't want people to know me because then I have the responsibility of like taking care of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to be just like super fast and strong and be kind of cool, maybe fight the bad guys.
Yeah.
Um, I'm wishing for sure for just like some kind of machine in my house that can just print
Oh.
money, just money, money. And then I definitely want like a robot that could just clean and fix and
Oh.
yeah, because then I don't have then like the house is great. Then the kids are happy, wife's happy, like house is clean, dinner's cooked, just like I'm sure
Yeah.
we're not far off from that. I'm sure that like robots are right around the corner.
Oh.
They're coming.
They have to be.
They have
We've
to
got
be.
them in the restaurants
Oh yeah, for
already.
sure. I saw a little robot drive across the street to deliver food at ASU. There's a little six-wheeled robot drove right across the street. I was like, "What is happening?" I was like, I mean, I've seen him out there, but and San Angelo, I was like, "We
Yeah.
got a little robot that dropping off food. It's coming. It's
That's
coming."
wild. And it's wild to think that we could purchase something like that to like come do the
Yeah,
things in the
come do the
house.
thing. Yeah, well, they have that little robot that you've seen all over like Instagram and stuff that people are pushing over that you can buy. It's like the Tesla robot or something like that. It's here. I mean, it's coming.
Did you ever imagine when we were kids that would be
No, I was telling my son that. I was like, dude, I was like, man, when I was your age, like, I literally thought we were going to have flying cars. Like, I thought we were going to have flying cars. I was like, we don't have flying cars, but we do have tablets. I was like, dude, that little iPad right there is something out of Star Trek. Like, that was out of a movie. Like, the fact that you could like hold it and like touch it and stuff, it's wild.
Yeah.
And then now we have like AI. Like, I have the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. And like it can talk and take pictures, and it's wild. Like this, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that like we're basically in like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
we're not far off. It's coming. Judgment Day.
Uh,
Did I?
let's see. It is my 3 wishes now. I well, before you said robot, I was gonna say chef.
Oh,
I
well,
would
see,
like a chef
man,
to fix my
that
breakfast,
would be
lunch, and dinner.
fantastic.
That way I can go about my business
There's
and
people that live that life.
I know.
They made better choices than me.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. They made
Yeah.
better choices. That would be awesome. Man,
Yeah.
and like a good chef too,
A
like a
good chef.
legit, like anything you want across, like
Making sure my macros are
oh
hit.
yeah, and not just your macros, but then like it fits. He could make you, or he or she, what do we say? It could make you anything. Like, oh, you want French toast, but you want it to fit your macros.
Yeah.
Got it, done. And how? It's magic.
Yeah.
That would be pretty dope.
I would use some of my wishes for good. I would wish for a way for people to find self-love.
Thanks. I'm selfish with all my. Oh man, I like that. I like that.
And then I'll pull a selfish one. I want to make sure that my closet is always in check, whether that be gym wear or outwear.
Yes, like with the newest, the
Oh yeah,
bestest, the
outfit.
trendiest. Just not just that, but
Yeah.
ready on the hanger. Like you just grab it and it's got the top, the bottom,
Yeah.
maybe even the shoes attached.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
would be
it's like
pretty
a
dope.
cycle and like somebody
Yes,
like brings it in. Oh yeah, that'd be so cool.
that would be pretty sick. I like that.
All right.
It's my turn to do
Pink
pink.
card. Yes.
What does the gym or fitness mean to you?
Hmm.
That's a good one.
Gym or fitness for me is not only physical, but it's mental. It
Absolutely.
always has been.
Absolutely.
Like I started the gym, like whenever I like first started like lifting, I was not in like good headspace at all. I was actually like in therapy doing the mental work
Mm-hmm.
and actually like was able to stop going to therapy
Yeah.
because
No.
the
Yeah.
gym,
Mm-hmm.
not saying you guys should get out of therapy.
No,
If you
absolutely.
need it, you
Yeah.
need it and
Yeah.
you should take
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gym does so much mentally. You can go in
100%.
there on a bad day and walk out of there feeling
Yeah,
fairly good.
fairly good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree. That's what I would say the gym means to me as well. And it's funny because I didn't even realize it. I started working out like I was a senior in high school and I had a home pass, but I couldn't go home because my sister also went to the high school and I wasn't going to go all the way home to then turn right back around to take her home.
Mm-hmm.
So the gym was downtown at the YMCA. I went to Central. So I was just like, I needed a place to go hang out.
Mm-hmm.
It started as that. And then I was just kind of like, mumbling around and I started kind of working out and then I started being like, man, I kind of feel better. And then I decided I wanted to join the military, but I kind of hadn't. So I went to college and didn't work out. And then I started working out to join the military. And I realized really quickly, like when I didn't work out, man, like it's a rougher day. This is, and like, especially like now, like it is absolutely like working out is therapy, whether you're running, whether you're lifting, whatever, but like doing something physical, it's a must and it's crazy. And like you said, like I was in therapy last year. I did the work. I was working hard and like as I was doing more mental work, I was also doing more physical work.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up getting to the point where like I was able to be like, hey, I'm at a place now where I do think that I could, step away and just really work on this on my own and not need, the help of like a professional. And like I believe a huge reason was like being, physical, like being active, working out. Like I don't like to say like lifting because then you get kind of, but running,
Mm-hmm.
lifting, riding a bike, swimming, like just being active, like the mental clarity that comes from it, priceless.
Yeah.
Like it's priceless. And I don't think people know it until they do it. And even then though, you have people that'll start working out and they don't realize it until maybe they fall off. So
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a good concept to teach the world too,
yes.
is how to like, even if it's not the gym, but like how to get those endorphins
Yeah.
flowing.
Well, I think a lot of the world, especially like, in certain places, it's rough. They do get those endorphins and
Yeah.
they would probably agree that like days that like they had to, really struggle, they didn't focus on other things,
Mm-hmm.
fortunately or unfortunately, so yeah, if you're out there trying to, kill yourself on a treadmill and run as fast as you can and lift the heaviest thing, it's real hard to care that you're not able to eat your cheeseburger that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, I guess I'll eat this rice and go to sleep,"
Yeah.
So, I the mental is
Yeah.
oof. I mean, it's huge.
Does wonders.
Wonders.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We have time to go through all of them one more time.
Sweet.
Isn't
Did we
it? Yeah.
just
Wait,
do
wait,
I was
wait.
like, "What color?"
Well, we kind of talked about this one. I'm going to tuck it back in there. Do you take pre-workout?
Yeah, I do. I take it's called Frog Fuel. It's like a little pack. They have
Oh,
HEB and
yeah.
stuff. I don't. I'm super caffeine sensitive, or maybe I'm not. I just tell myself that. I don't know, but some of those pre-workouts they make me feel like I'm about to just like might fly through the like, you know. So I try to stay away from like super stimmy stuff. Excuse me. I'm all coughing in the mic. But so I take the Frog Fuel, and it's like L-citrulline and beta-alanine,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think it's just got like 75 or 65 milligrams of caffeine, kind of a low dose.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I take it about 15, 20 minutes before going to the gym. By the time I get there, I got a little tingly in my face, and
Yeah.
I like it. So I mean, yes and no, I guess. I wouldn't say non-STEM, but it's not like But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely pre-workout. I take it because I tell people like take pre-workout and try to not work out. Like good luck making up an
Yeah.
excuse when your face feels like there's ants crawling all over it, and you know that if you work out, it'll go away.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I take pre-workout, the bucked up
yeah,
kind,
yeah.
but I had like a situation at the beginning of like Hyrox training where I was having like this like weird nerve thing like shooting up into my head, and I was like, is it the
This is a
pre-workout?
pre-workout. Oh no.
And so I like detoxed from
Mm-hmm.
pre-workout for 2 weeks. It wasn't that. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it was like a pinched nerve,
yeah.
but and so I don't need like a whole lot anymore. Just like taking those 2 weeks of
Yeah, you're like,
just
well, I think some people kind of, not build a crutch on it, but like, like they're taking way too much. Like I see some of
yeah.
those videos, like especially on social media. I'm like, this is wild. You just took like 6 scoops of that. Like you're crazy,
Oh,
dude.
I could not
Yeah,
imagine.
no, I can imagine that. Like that bucked up stuff makes me feel like I could lift a
Oh,
1,000 pounds.
I don't do like the heavy one. I do like the lightest amount
Yeah,
of
that's what I would have to
caffeine.
do. Makes me feel, like the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah. All
I guess
right.
blue is
card.
my turn or
It
your
is your
turn?
turn.
How have you grown in the last 6 months?
Hmm.
You want me to go or you to go?
Do you have an answer?
I do have an
All
answer.
right. Well,
I have grown quite a bit in the last 6 months. Just professionally, like, just my job wise, I have applied to an MBA program and gotten accepted. Like I said, I felt very successful with like my mental health journey.
mhm.
I was able, my therapist was like, hey, like, congratulations. Like, I feel like we've kind of gotten to a point, where we've addressed these issues, so like I've grown like mentally,
Mhm.
spiritually. I feel like I'm in a better place. Like just the last like we said at the beginning of this whole conversation, like a year ago, I just feel like I kind of made the decision to lock in, and then I guess the culmination of all that would have been like the last 6 months. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
good. Life's been good. How about you? How have you grown?
Well, I mean, this podcast
Yeah, I was gonna say like
alone
that's pretty.
is growth in itself, and like we're continuing to grow with it. And I think like in season 3, I was very much like overwhelmed with trying to juggle like mom life, wife
Yeah, it's a
life,
lot.
gym life, this, and actually like teaching. And um, but now like it's easy.
Yeah.
It's like easy, not easy, but like I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing
Let's
today. Oh yeah,
say,
this is what we're doing today. Like
do you think you shifted your mental to
probably
where like this is the same? Nothing's really changed
it's
as far as the load, but
yeah,
now you're like, oh, like this is not so like now like you said like your mental's better, like you're in a way better
yeah,
spot, so you're like, oh, bring it on, like let's go.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Creative juices flow more
Yeah,
when your mental's in
yeah.
a good spot
It's
too.
wild. It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
Like man, it's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. Who
I love
knew?
that. Who
Who
knew?
knew? What TV show or movie would you wish to be in?
Oh, Star Wars. Come on now. Like that's a no-brainer. I would be I'd like to say I'd be a Jedi, but you can't choose your path. The path chooses you. You know what I mean? But no, Star Wars for sure. Like give me a lightsaber and a blaster and like a little robot that follows me around and beep boop beep boop beep. Let's go.
Would you? Okay, I'm gonna disappoint here. I've never seen Star Wars. Do you
I
get
don't think
to?
we can use this episode. I'm gonna have to leave right now. We're gonna shut these cameras off. We've gotta go.
Do you
Man.
get to choose like your lightsaber color?
I mean, do you want to nerd out real quick? Yeah, you do in a sense, kind of, sort of. They're called a kyber crystal. Oh man, my wife's gonna be so disappointed. It's called a kyber crystal, and it's selected through this whole process that the Jedi go through, and it's yeah, you
Yeah.
do different things throughout it, and depending on your choices, the crystal could be blue, green,
Oh.
or blue or green. I think are the two, or
Mm.
yellow. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe I just. No, actually, I love Star Wars. I don't care at all. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
Star Wars. That's what I would choose.
Showing your true colors
Yeah,
right
you
here.
know what I mean? I can't believe you've never seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, well, what would you live in? If you don't
Um,
even have Star Wars to even like choose from.
I know.
Wow. It's
Well,
wild.
I mean, I have been currently applying to be on Big Brother.
Yeah? I
So
know somebody who was on Big Brother.
who?
Elena Davies. I went to college with her.
Really?
I mean, I would say in college, I knew
Yeah.
her very well.
Yeah.
She would probably not know whom I was,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, yeah, and me. That's actually the only season I've ever watched
Huh.
was because of her. Me and my wife watched it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Are
Yeah.
you? Is it happening? Are you putting in tapes? Have you
I've
any responses
I've
back?
sent in 3 tapes already, and then I was kind of waiting for season 4 to be kind of out and about so they
Yeah.
can see what I'm up to.
Mm.
And so I plan to do my 4th application sometime
Yeah.
in the next
That's so
couple of
funny.
months.
I'm a I love reality shows. My dream is to be on the challenge, like
Oh
the
yeah.
MTV challenge.
A lot of Big Brother
I'm like,
people go there.
yes, well, yes, I know, and like that's the thing is, I don't want to be on Big Brother, but it's like I can't. I'm not gonna be on a dating show. I'm married with 3 kids, so that's out. Like that I can't.
Yeah.
The only way is Big Brother, or if they do some kind of like 1 year, they just shows like randoms, like you could just apply off the street, and that's
Yeah.
how a bunch of people got their way in. But man, like yeah, so I love reality shows. I'm like I said, I don't really Big Brother wasn't my thing, but I watched the season. I
Yeah.
like Survivor. I love the challenges and stuff. So like good for you. That's awesome.
We'll
I hope you
see.
make it. So then you can get on and please get on the challenge and then be like, oh, can
Oh,
I?
pull you up.
Man, that's like it really like
Yeah.
we talk about it all the time. My wife just laughs at me and I'm like, I will make it on there one day because I think I could win. I'll tell
Yeah.
they if you win all the challenges, you can't get kicked off.
Yeah.
And then Big Brother, same thing. They have the challenges and like
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like
that's what's enticing to me. Like
yeah,
put me up there on a wall and make
yeah.
me
Yeah, the wall where they were like
Yeah.
leaning. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that's cool.
I just want to call back.
Yeah,
Just call me back.
just let me know you were kind of interested.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good for you. I hope you get that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Me too. We'll
That's
see
really
what
awesome.
happens.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you know.
All right. What last one? Pink one.
Pink one. What is one exercise you avoid? Burpees at all costs, not really, but I hate burpees. But really, honestly, running, I hate running, which is so funny because I shouldn't say running. Running over like 3 miles, distance
Yeah.
running. I am very ADHD, and that whole like runner's high that people talk about, this clarity that they get, where they're like, I just zone out. Doesn't happen. Don't know what they're talking about. The whole time I'm like left, right, breathe, breathe, breathe. I hate this. I hate this. I'm looking around. I don't get any clarity. So like after 3 miles, I'm done. I'm out. Those races, like a Spartan race, that kind of stuff is different. You're climbing and you have a little bit,
Mhm.
but like as far like if you were like, hey, do you want to go just like run 6 miles? I'd rather go to the dentist. Like that sounds miserable.
Yeah. I'm learning to love running a little bit.
Well, a 5K is great. 3
Yeah.
miles, that's awesome. Like that's it. Well, and like in spurts, like a Hyrox,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm totally
Yeah.
okay with that. It's this elongated, like I'm just
Yeah.
not into that. That's so
Yeah.
avoid at all costs. I tell people I'm a shield holder. Like you can run back and forth in the marathon, run and go deliver the missile. I'll sit on the front and hold the shield. I don't want to run, man.
The one I avoid and still avoid is barbell squats.
Really?
I just don't. I would rather do other forms of a squat, so like goblet
Yeah,
squats
yeah.
or sumo squats or even like hack squat. You get the same
Yeah.
motion, but just something about like loading up the bar, putting it
Yeah.
here. I don't know.
It's a
Just
lot.
not
Well, I
my.
mean, really, like if we're like you said, you can get just as much from other things.
Yeah.
Like at like prime example, like at TFGU, like Brandon's really, really big on like you got if you're gonna squat, like how do you train a group of people to squat because there's so much into it. You got to really work up to that. And
Oh
you can
yeah.
really get hurt, So like, yeah, you there's thousands of stuff you can do that are
Yeah.
not the squat. So I don't blame you. I don't really love to squat myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, now that you think about it, I really don't like it at all. Like I don't
Yeah.
like it at all. Like dang it, I really don't like the squat.
It's one of those things
It
they
is one
say
of
you
those
have to
things.
do.
Yeah,
Though.
they say that. But I do. I like a good like a goblet squat, like on like a plate with a little biker squat.
Yeah.
Tear your legs up.
Yeah. All right, you guys, that concludes Deck of Cards. We are going to hear a word from our sponsors. Don't go away. A huge thanks to Maximus Nutrition in San Angelo, Texas for sponsoring this episode. Make sure you hop over there if you are looking to fill your performance game. They can help you with supplements, shakes, proteins, you name it. They have it and they are ready to answer your questions. So if you're looking to step up that game, Maximus Nutrition is your spot to shop. We are back. Now I'm going to ask you 4 questions that I ask every single person that comes on. And my first one is, what is your biggest struggle right now?
My biggest struggle, focus. I don't know why. Just over the past month, I'm really struggling to focus just with everything. So I don't know, working on it. Don't know why. But focus for sure. It's even in here, I'm really grasping. It's not a struggle, but just I'm to stay focused. I want to squirrel out. So
yeah,
focus.
All right. What is your proudest moment? Something that you are proud of that you have done. It could be recent. It could be in the past. It could be something that you have done that you're proud of.
I am proud of, I was listening to my son, my oldest son, and he was talking to his friends. And I always listen in there because he's a teenager and I'm not going to go make him feel uncomfortable. And he was just talking about how my dad is younger and he's cool and he makes me feel comfortable. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then later on that day, he came and laid in our bed. And I just had this realization that my 14-year-old kid is still so comfortable with me that he'll just come and lay in bed with mom and dad, So that was man, I did it. I'm doing good. This is good. So
that is a good moment. Thanks for sharing that too. All right. If you could give anybody honorable mention, who would it be and why?
Honorable mention.
Somebody you know, somebody.
Yeah, I would give, he'll never hear this. His name's Colby Hasty. I work with him. He's my best friend. He's number 2. Wow. He lost his dad recently, and he's just really holding it down, So I'm getting all emotional for him on air. But no, he's just really held it down, and I'm really proud of him. So I hope he hears this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So.
Keep going. All right. My last question for you is, if you could give advice to anybody listening, what is the best advice that you have?
I'm going to say the same thing that I said last time, and it's something I live by. Keep going. Do not quit. It will get better. Oh, man. Things will get better. They will get better. You can make it. You did it.
Yeah.
You can do it. You know what I mean? So don't quit. Wow, I'm getting all emotional. Dang you, Colby Hasty. You put me in this spot. There we go. We pulled out of it. But yeah, no, don't quit. Do not quit. You can make it. You can do it. That's what that all day.
Good advice. All right. Do you have any final words, thoughts before we have to say goodbye?
No, thank you for having me. Sorry, I just cried or started to cry on the podcast. Emotional guy, not afraid of that. But yeah, no, thank you. Just thanks. Keep doing this. This is great. What you're doing is awesome.
Thank you.
There's people watching that you don't know.
Yeah.
That are liking what you're doing. So keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a part of it too. I do have to tell you, thank you for reaching out at the end of season 3, asking if you could help.
I enjoyed being a part of it. I saw where it was going, and I was like, man, this, what can I do to help? I'd be like acquaintance, friends, whatever. I was like, man, this is awesome what she's doing. Her husband's supportive. What can we do? So I'm glad that it all worked out. It's really cool. So
thank you.
I'm
Me
happy
too.
for you.
Thanks. All right, you guys. We are going to cut it off here. Make sure you go back and listen to his other episode. That way you can find out all the other details of what he has been through and what life has looked like. We want to give another shout out to our sponsors, TFGU, Orange Theory, and make sure you go get your shake from Maximus. My favorite is the blueberry banana. Yeah. I'm very hungry right now.
Absolutely.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple, Facebook, and YouTube. And have a beautiful day, friends. Bye.